Hi, I'm Winder. You may know me as who the fuck is this? But I'm actually a nobody. Let me show you how I built a Cyberdeck today. First off, what is a Cyberdeck? Well, simply put, is Artisan, what a funny idea, because I'm certainly the opposite of that. More like, apprentice? Anyway, sometimes you want to do things by the book, follow others' footsteps and designs, something small, something functional, something that can help you out when you're in the wild, but sometimes you just want to break every rule in the book, piss every single enthusiast off, make something that barely works and barely portable just so you can look like a goddamn idiot trying to make yourself feel cooler than you have any right to be. And that's exactly what we're doing. Let's head to our workshop. This is what the kids call a repeating joke, because I wake up in this tiny ass room every single day and existential dread repeats every single moment in my life. It's also where we're working. This is not a joke, we're gonna be here for days. Let me show you some quick designs before we get to work though, because the planning is as important as the execution. Here are my top quality shitposts featuring a couple iterations of the design. It changes based on what I find would be more useful and more easy to get the materials. The final design is based on this image I saw on the Cyberdeck Cafe Discord server of an Oasis 30AF with a top pivoting monitor and a detaching keyboard folding up into a portable block of plastic. By the way, if you want to see more of my inspirations and a detailed work log of the deck, check out my channel on the Cyberdeck Cafe Discord server. Rome wasn't built in a day and we have to start somewhere. Prototyping with cardboard is easy, cheap, and we can do it many times. Oh, so many times. I got this cardboard from Christmas dinner, and after a bit of cutting, taping, shoving foam, hole punching, and mounting existing hardware, we got this first prototype done with a flippable opening, a 5-screw mounting plate on the back, and a phone holder on the side. We've also got a tablet holder because I wanted to, hold a tablet in it. Here it is with a tablet and a phone. Multitask shitposting has never been this easy. It even hosts this Keychron K14 75% keyboard. That's one small detail I want you guys to know, and is that I made this prototype based on the numbers from a company called Leotech, who designed the radio I bought from Amazon, which is this one. It's a Crossley CT200. Just look at it. It has an utterly worthless shitty mono cassette mechanism, a frankly pretty good looking top, a radio tuner with a finished display, and a pretty easily tinkerable VU meter. It even has a dial. It's a beautiful finished looking shell without the finished guilt of tearing apart an old radio. But here's the problem. Well, turns out the dimensions on the website includes the big side knob and the carrying handle unfolded, so it's actually like 30% bigger than it really is. After a downsizing operation, here we are with the new, more accurate prototype with a new screen mounting mechanism because I've since switched to using an actual monitor. It's time to fuck up the real deal. There are about 6 screws on the back, all using Phillips heads. Some are pretty obvious and some are hidden in the deepest reaches. Unscrewing all that like I do to myself every day, we can open the back of the radio and feast on its insides. Of course there are more screws. Let's just take all the electronics out piece by piece, and the front cassette door, and the Crossley logo, which is surprisingly made of metal and has to be pried with a screwdriver from the back. I guess their brand name is all they have left on this piece of junk hardware. Fuck you, Crossley, but thank you for the show. Here's the whole thing disassembled, and as you can see, there's this tiny circuit board connected to the big knob, and if I don't take this out, I can keep the radio display rolling and 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 rolling. So this shell is gonna require some trimming. You can see all these compartments and standoffs on them, which will inevitably stop us from inserting foreign objects into them, and I will remove them with great vengeance and furious anger, also known as this soldering iron with a knife tip. So let's put down a cutting mat so that the knife doesn't melt through the damn table and start cutting. It's taking a while. Just a bit longer. Just a little bit more time. Oh, here we go. Just 13 and a half fucking minutes? And a massive amounts of toxic fumes you too can cut a piece of plastic using thermodynamics. I'm not gonna do that. Instead, I'm buying a 10 USD rotary too. Here it is. This piece of shit can cut through plastic in a slightly shorter time and without causing cancer. Let's start chopping. Except not, because microplastic can still cause cancer and I don't want to die. So we're gonna have to find some proper protection. Some particulate filter on a gas mask should do the job. Remember kids, always use protection. Alright, this is the real deal. No joke, just a lot of cutting. My plan is to cut out a large portion of the front piece to fit the monitor and storage for the keyboard. I switched to a metal blade to cut faster and for tighter places. And after some finessing, here we are with the face off. The nature of cutting, there's bound to be some dust left on the surfaces of, well, everything. So this is washing time. Some soapy water, a lot of half-assed brushing, and left to dry. Meanwhile, let's talk actual hardware. I've chosen this 8-inch touchscreen LCD display from Electro. It is barely small enough to fit into the opening, so it's pretty much perfect for this project. It's got these 4 screw holes for face mount, so that's what we're gonna use for our mounting mechanism. Enter a big sheet of acrylic. This beautiful slice of 2.5mm of extra. Wait a minute, this is a sponsor spot. Turn it off, turn it off. Anyway, here's a piece of cardboard from the prototype that I'm using as a guide. After scoring it for about 10 minutes straight and a big snap later, we got a piece of acrylic in identical dimensions. I'm gonna drill pilot holes into the face mount points and peel away the paper for the next step. You may ask, hey fuckface, what kind of shitty drill are you gonna use this time around? Well, here it is. Absolute fuck all. But if you remember from 2 videos ago, great vengeance and furious anger, also known as this soldering iron. So here I am, punching bigger holes with a soldering iron, but this is not the final step, because the holes are still not girthy enough. We're gonna use the actual M2 screws to make the holes exactly as big as the screws. Then the 1/4-inch ones for the metal mounting brackets. The good thing about this method is that you're essentially making the screw holes with the screws, so you can screw the screws in really unscrewy. Amazing. After screwing the 4 M2 screws through the 3 pieces of plastic, this whole thing is ready to be mounted onto the monitor. Just needed to make sure the screws are just long enough to go through all the plastic and not too long so they penetrate the LCD. To connect the whole thingamajig to the case, we're gonna use these contraptions called magic arms. We just place the screwy end onto the mount, nut on them very hard, and then just put the thing in. Is it in yet? Not really. We still need to reinforce the case with more steel. Drill some pilot holes for the brackets, and we just need to bring out the iron once again. Just heat set the screws like we did with the acrylics, and we've got 8 holes in the back, 6 to mount the reinforcement bracket and 2 for the magic arms. Put the 2 halves together and voila! The vision of the prototype is realized. This slab ain't falling out anytime. This bad boy can pivot out at an angle, thanks for the magic arms, adjustable too. But now that we're putting in the rest of the components, we're gonna need some padding, and I've got just the thing.
I put this out of a local trash can.
First thing is this USB hub with an HDMI out, sticks out this hole, connects to charging.
I'm doing my part.
Cut up some foam, stick it between the gaps, and a small piece of acrylic to hold it all together. It's hot glue time, stick them all down, it just works. Route the phone end of the cable through this enlarged hole and the HDMI cable through this groove I cut out, and out of the way in general. This 20k mAh power bank goes in the back right underneath the screen. Just need more brackets and hot glue to hold it all together. Now for the most sticky, fluid, intensive part of the build. Oh yeah. Squirt glue all around the room and then bang the two halves as close as they can be. And now they're finally whole, as in one single piece. But they can be more secure. There's still 3 screw holes we can use to screw the parts in. You know what they say, 2 is better than 1. And if you have 2, you have more than 1. We still need the phone holder. Put a 1/4" screw through another knob hole, washer for padding, and then just screw the entire thing on. Spinning is a good trick. The phone holder can be kinda stowed like this. It's good enough. Now we just need to put the functional components back in. Plug in and route the power cable for the screen, the HDMI cable, the charging cable, the screen, and finally the phone itself, my trusty Asus ROG Phone 2. It works! This baby basically has 2 screens with an app called Taskbar activating Android desktop mode. But just when you thought we're done, we ain't plebs who type with a phone screen, so we're gonna shove this keyboard onto it as well. As you can see, it's sticking out a bit or a bit more. So we're gonna hold them together with Velcro. That's right, even more hot glue will do the trick. Let's put the keyboard on the deck and try it out. Slam the Velcro together and they are sturdy as hell. Brilliant. This bad boy is almost finished, but we need a way to carry it around a little bit better. Enter shoulder straps. I got these buckles from an old shredded backpack, and if you want this backpack too, you can get it at... I'm just gonna jank them together with safety pins because they work good enough. Clip the buckles together and I can carry them on my shoulder. Now to complete the look, I used some leftover acrylic sheet to make a keyboard protector. Snap them, sand them, Welder 16 glue them together, metal polish to blast them to smoothness because the Welder 16 made a mess, and then the cassette player cover. Hot glue ought to do the job as well. And now the build is complete. Everything is protected, well, as best as they can be, and put together in a technically semi-portable package. Time to take it out for a spin. This thing is the jankiest thing ever, and I love it. Working with this in a dilapidated concrete jungle is a delight, as delighted as one can be. The screen isn't actually that reflective, the polarizing filter just didn't work. Working with this deck standing up makes both screens easy to see. The extra USB hole allows me to plug in a data stick. And a keyboard equipped with Crystal Box Navy is enough to trigger any keyboard enthusiasts. Sticker bomb is a must for any kind of punk. Put on a phone holder to hold a phone, and a 0 to 3 set onion to make sure no child uses it ever. This project is trash, but I really do find the beauty in garbage. Putting things together from dump materials feels like a very cyberpunk thing to do. One downside? This thing broke. That's the power bank bracket, but hey, at least it looks good. So that's actually a reason I didn't make this video like a year ago. I kind of wanted a chance to actually use it for whatever purpose it can have before making a review of it, basically. I waited and then finally, there was 2 hours in the middle of the night when my home was out of power. So I, of course, put this thing right on the table right here, and then with both screens started coding my mods for No Man's Sky, a video game that you should never play. Actually, you may want to play just to, download my mods. It's surprisingly workable as a dual screen writing tool, albeit with some very small screens which make the real estate like kind of not very good with only a few lines per screen. I may consider making a vertical mode in the future where it just kind of rotate the entire thing like 90 degrees, but that will require some software adjustments on the monitor side. But all in all, I think this is quite useful as a typing tool, which is basically what it's intended to be, and the reason why I insist on having a keyboard, even if it's like really fucking heavy. There's also a bonus functionality with the modular nature of the deck. I can basically take any part out of it and then use it somewhere else. When I'm not using the deck, I would take my monitor out of the deck and then use it with my PC. It's actually been really useful for my editing work, but I think that's just having a second screen for you. And my final judgment on this deck is that this has been a stupid idea and I could have just bought a tablet instead. But at least I look like a cyberpunk now, and in my sick, twisted mind, it's worth everything. I now dub it the Trash Man. And that about does it. I can monetize my video so I can say things like motherfucker, fuck you, eat shit, and fuck. But if you want to support me doing stupid stuff, you can support me on Ko-fi. Here are my previous donors on screen right now. It's probably on my head and all around my face and maybe on my face as well, but it's all about editing magic.